If your eyes have ever felt scratchy, irritated, or constantly tired, then you know how deeply something like dry eye syndrome can affect your daily life. It is not just about having to blink more or use eye drops. It is about the strain it puts on your vision, the discomfort it adds to tasks as simple as reading or watching a screen, and the way it slowly chips away at your quality of life. But what if your body could actually heal your eyes? What if something as natural and nourishing as the food you put on your plate could help restore your eyes by supporting stem cell renewal and even lengthening your telomeres? That is what happened to Fred. At 76, Fred not only managed to reverse his dry eyes, but he did it by leaning into something beautifully simple and powerful: the healing intelligence of food. This video is filled with health wisdom inspired by Dr. William Li, and if you are someone who struggles with eye issues or simply wants to understand the deeper ways food can transform your health, you are in the right place. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe so you will never miss more stories and insights like this. You might even want to share this video with a friend or family member who could use a little eye support too. Fred's journey started like many others. He noticed his eyes were increasingly dry and uncomfortable, especially at night. Reading became a challenge, watching television lost its joy, and he started to rely heavily on over-the-counter drops that gave only temporary relief. His doctor diagnosed him with dry eye syndrome, a condition all too common as we age, especially past our 50s and 60s. The usual treatment options did not seem promising to Fred. He wanted something more lasting, something that could address the root of the issue. That is when he stumbled upon the work of Dr. William Li, an internationally recognized medical doctor, researcher, and author of Eat to Beat Disease. Dr. Li has spent years exploring how food interacts with the body's 5 key defense systems, including regeneration, which is powered by stem cells, and protection, which involves the maintenance of our telomeres. For Fred, Dr. Li's insights felt like a breath of fresh air. Instead of another prescription or drop, he found a different path forward, one rooted in supporting his body's natural healing mechanisms through specific, nutrient-rich foods. Dr. Li teaches that certain foods can actually stimulate your body to regenerate itself, including the delicate tissues of your eyes. And that was where Fred found hope. Stem cells are like repair crews inside your body, capable of becoming many types of tissue, including those in your eyes. But as we age, the number and vitality of these stem cells start to decline. That is where telomeres come into the picture. Telomeres are protective caps at the ends of your chromosomes. Every time your cells divide, those telomeres get shorter, which eventually leads to cellular aging and breakdown. But here is the exciting part. Some foods, especially those rich in antioxidants, polyphenols, and omega-3s, can slow down telomere shortening and in some cases, even lengthen them. It is like hitting the reset button on your cellular health. Fred began making simple but powerful changes to his diet. One of his first adjustments was to include more omega-3s, which are known to support tear production and reduce inflammation in the eyes. He started eating wild-caught salmon twice a week, drizzled with a little extra virgin olive oil and a side of roasted rainbow carrots. That became one of his favorite meals, not just for his eyes, but for how it made him feel overall. Omega-3s are powerful supporters of both stem cells and telomere maintenance, giving your body a deep level of nourishment it can actually use to heal. Have you ever noticed how certain foods just feel like they are doing something good for you? That is how Fred felt when he started eating more leafy greens like spinach and kale. Rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, these greens are famous for supporting eye health, but according to Dr. Li, they also contribute to cellular repair by supporting stem cell activity. Fred would saute his greens with garlic and a splash of lemon juice, enjoying the brightness and energy they brought to his meals and his eyes. Another daily staple in Fred's new routine was green tea. Dr. Lee often talks about the polyphenols in tea and how they support not only your blood vessels, but your ability to regenerate healthy tissue. Green tea became a mid-afternoon ritual for Fred, a moment of calm that carried real benefits. He also began eating more berries, especially blueberries and blackberries, which are packed with antioxidants known to protect your cells from aging. Fred liked them fresh, or stirred into a bowl of kefir with a sprinkle of flaxseed. One of the most surprising changes Fred noticed came after he began incorporating pomegranate into his diet. Pomegranate contains a compound called punicalagin that supports telomere integrity and even activates certain types of stem cells. Fred would juice a few arils or toss them into a salad with arugula and walnuts. He often said it made his meals feel alive again. All of these foods came together in what Fred began to think of as his daily healing plate. Each meal felt like a conversation with his body, a way of saying, "I see you. I want to help you heal." And slowly but surely, that healing happened. Within 2 months, Fred noticed that he was reaching for his eye drops far less often. By the 3rd month, he realized his eyes no longer felt gritty in the morning. The biggest surprise came at his next eye appointment. His eye doctor was amazed at the improvement in his tear production and overall eye moisture. Have you ever had that moment where something just clicks? That is what happened for Fred when he realized that his food was not just fuel, it was medicine. Dr. Lee often says, "You are not what you eat. You are what your body does with what you eat." That wisdom stuck with Fred and guided his choices every day. He began to feel more energy, sleep better, and even noticed improvements in his skin. That is the beauty of working with your body's natural systems. When you support one, you often support them all. So what can you take away from Fred's story? First, do not underestimate the power of small changes. Simply adding more fatty fish, colorful vegetables, and antioxidant-rich berries to your meals can set off a cascade of healing. Second, trust that your body is always trying to heal you. When you give it the right tools, real, whole foods that are rich in nutrients, it can do extraordinary things. And finally, know that you are not alone on this journey. There is a growing community of people, just like you, who are discovering the power of food as medicine. If you are wondering where to start, think about what you could add to your next meal. Could you toss in a handful of spinach? Swap out a processed snack for a bowl of berries? Drizzle a little flax oil over your veggies. Each choice you make is a step toward healing. And remember, this is not about perfection. It is about building momentum, day by day, meal by meal. Another tip from Fred's experience was the importance of hydration. It might sound simple, but keeping your eyes moist starts with keeping your whole body hydrated. He made it a point to drink more water, especially infused with slices of cucumber or mint for a refreshing boost. Staying well hydrated helped his eyes feel more comfortable and supported the healing process from the inside out. Fred also became more aware of how sugar and ultra-processed foods were working against his healing. He reduced his intake of sugary snacks and began using natural sweeteners like dates in his homemade energy bites, made with oats, nuts, and cacao. Dr. Lee emphasizes the importance of fighting inflammation when dealing with chronic conditions like dry eyes, and cutting back on sugar is a major step in that direction. Have you had the chance to try some of these healing foods in your own meals yet? Let us know in the comments what has worked for you. What foods do you love that also support your health? Sharing your journey could inspire someone else just starting out. Fred's story is not a miracle. It is the result of consistent, intentional choices grounded in science and guided by the wisdom of someone who deeply understands the body's ability to regenerate. Dr. William Lee's work continues to open doors for people looking for real, lasting change. He has helped countless individuals learn how to support their immune systems, regenerate tissues, and protect themselves from disease, all through what they eat. If this message resonates with you, if you see yourself in Fred's story, consider this your invitation to take the next step. Maybe it starts with a grocery list or a new breakfast recipe. Maybe it begins with clearing out the snack drawer and filling it with foods that nourish you. Maybe it is as simple as sipping green tea and knowing that you are doing something good for your future self. We hope you feel encouraged and empowered by what you have learned today. You deserve vibrant, comfortable vision and a body that supports you in all the ways that matter. If this video inspired you, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend who might benefit, and subscribe so you do not miss future health wisdom we will be sharing. And of course, we would love to hear from you in the comments. Let us know how your journey with food and healing is going. Together, we can build a community rooted in real, nourishing change, one delicious bite at a time.